Hello everybody, welcome back to my page, welcome back to my channel, and I'm not making a Melanie Mac video because I know a lot of y'all niggas be thinking I'm obsessed with that bro, and I'm leaving her in the past, but today I wanted to come on here and talk to you guys about, I'm doing a revamp video on a video I had made back in November, right before the election, when I reviewed the comic book X-Men Days of Future Past that came out in 1980, or I think it came out in 1981. I'm not for sure. It was some part of the early 80s, and it was written by Chris Claremont and John Burns, and it depicted a dystopian future and where the world was just crumbled and things like that. And I think this book is relevant to what's going on right now in the world, and I think we need to talk about this though, because I think this comic book that came out in the early 80s has predictive programming to the highest degree, and this is a future that the elites want, and they were trying to show us. What is going to happen, and it feels like we're approaching this future right now as we speak. Because even right here, you have the photos of the X-Men, apprehended and slain, and it's very dark, it's gritty, but this is actually a possible future that we're heading towards right now. Cause let me revamp revamp this and give you guys my opinion on why I feel this way. I got these panels. Hold on, y'all. Let me get these panels together. Hold on. Which one is it? Is it that one? Is it this one? Hold on, just bear with me. I'm about to find it. Okay, here we go. So, basically, in the early 80s, on a Halloween of 1981, the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants assassinated Professor X, Mara McHaggard, and Senator Kelly. But the real catalyst of what made things go bad was, the assassination of Senator Kelly. And the Brotherhood assassinated Senator Kelly because at the time in the comic book, Senator Kelly has been an advocate of mutant-hating bigotry, and he wanted to put mutants into internment camps, and, he was very, bigoted and very, racist and things like that, and wanted mutants to be eradicated. And the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants killed Professor X and Moira McHaggard and Senator Kelly to teach humans to fear mutants. But their plan actually backfired on them. It actually caused humans to hate mutants even more. And by 1984, an anti-mutant president was elected into office. And he called for a massive army of giant robots called Sentinels to go over the nation and put an end to the mutant problem once and for all. And that kickstarted the end of the world as we know it. People were so fearful, they blamed all mutants for the act of just 5 mutants, that they elected an anti-mutant president into office 4 years later, and his first order of business was to eradicate the mutant threat once and for all. But then here's the catcher. I'm going to bring it back home with this one. Y'all, here's the catcher. They programmed these Sentinels to eliminate mutants once and for all. And the programming was just too good, because the Sentinels are giant robots programmed in their mind in order to save the world from the mutant threat. Everybody has to be enslaved, humans and mutants. They go over the entire nation, they kill mutants, and the ones who are left alive are rounded up into internment camps. But then, here's the kicker, hold on. Let me get to that panel. I had that panel, just hold on, I had that panel waiting. Okay, here it is. Here's the kicker. By the year 2000, a new world order was formed, and humanity was divided into 3 categories, like in my last video. H for based human, clear of genetic mutation and are allowed to breed. A for anomalous human, a normal human, but with a DNA structure that can make a mutant child or grandchild, so no sex for you. And M for mutant, the bottom of the heap, by the Mutant Control Act of 1988. And mankind's bigotry and fear, they let the acts of just a few mutants dictate how they view the world, and they elected an anti-mutant president into office. and called for an extermination of a race of people. But then that same energy they gave back to them, I mean, the same energy they gave to mutants, it came right back to them. And they all got enslaved. Now, how is that relevant to what's going on right now? Because I'm not a fan of Trump. I'm not a fan of Kamala Harris neither. But I know for a fact, and MAGA members, you can't deny this though, because there are racist triple K, there are racist, homophobic, and misogynistic bastards who support Trump, and they voted for Trump. So there is no denying that. And so basically, people voted for Trump out of pure bigotry. Out of pure bigotry. They voted for him because he's going to put an end to, transhumanism or homosexuality and freaking the immigrant problem once and for all. And there are conspiracy theories that Trump is rounding up illegal immigrants and putting them into internment camps, like we see in X-Men Days of Future Past, the comic book. And it's all fine and dandy if Trump does what these bigot people wants to put an end to, a same-sex marriage or transhumanism and freaking the illegal immigrant problem. Because I heard one MAGA member on social media said Trump is going to enact a martial law to eradicate the illegal immigrant problem once and for all. That's no different to what happened in X-Men Days of Future Past comic book that came out in the early 80s. But here's what's going to happen. Since y'all voted for bigotry, and since y'all voted to put an end to all these marginalized groups, the energy that you put out is going to come right back to you. Because here's the thing. Hold on. Where's that panel at again? Here's the thing. Since you guys voted for this nonsense and this BS, now there could be a new law to where Trump, the U.S. government, I'm not even going to put Trump in this though, because Trump is just a puppet anyway. But like, you create a power vacuum. Now the U.S. government can round anybody up who they deem an enemy to the state into an internment camp. Because they're already putting illegal immigrants. They're already putting illegal immigrants as we speak into Guantanamo Bay, which is an internment camp. And anybody who doesn't have the papers that match up, they're being thrown into cages right now. And forget, trial and due processing. They're treating these people very inhumanely. And it's fine because a lot of you guys are xenophobic, homophobic, and misogynistic bastards, so you voted off of your pure bigotry. But why am I saying this? Because since you voted for this nonsense, though, now the U.S. government could apply that to anybody. The U.S. government could apply that to anybody. Anybody, MAGA members, black people, any person they deem who's an enemy of the state can be thrown into an internment camp without due process. Without no trial. It's going to create a power vacuum. And then sooner or later, there could be detention camps in every freaking state you could think of. Just like in X-Men Days of Future Past that came out, this comic book came out in the early 80s. And you think that couldn't happen? Hold on, where's that panel at? The humans. Hold on. Where's that panel at? I had it ready. Hold on. Okay. Yes, the humans who were scared, fearful, and wanted revenge, who voted for an anti-mutant president in 1984. Look, America is 1984. Do you want your children? Do you know what your children are? And they voted for this bigoted president, and he eradicated all the mutants, and the ones who are left were put into detention camps. Do you really think that it was in their intention for the same energy they put out to the mutants to go right back to them? No, but it happened anyway. The Sentinels, by the year 2000, the Sentinels ruled over North America. And they enslaved every single person. Human and mutant did not matter to them. They viewed every single person an enemy of the state. And so what you guys just did, voting for Trump and him putting these people into detention centers, you create a freaking power vacuum to the point to the point to where you could see tombstones in America of loved ones who die in detention camps. By the in the X-Men Days of Future Past comic books by the year 2013, because this comic book came out in freaking the early 80s, and so 2013 was a futuristic year and things like that. So that could be coding, but like I feel like media is predictive programming. Chris Claremont and John Burns, they must have known something was going to go down in the future. But the entire world got destroyed by the Sentinels. The same energy humanity put out towards mutants came right back to them. And it's the same thing with MAGA. MAGA, y'all can't deny. I used to be an ex-MAGA member. Y'all can't deny. You guys can't deny that majority of people who voted for Trump voted for him off of pure racism, misogyny, and homophobia. There is no getting around that. And you guys really think that there won't be no power vacuum because you want every single person who doesn't fit your narrative rights to be stripped away. And then so now, since these laws are being passed, the bigotry that you spit out can come back to you. The U.S. government could deem every single person the enemy of the state, and everybody has to be enslaved. And somebody on social media agreed with me. Do I have that video saved? Oh, here it is. Yeah, somebody on social media agreed with me. I took this clip from social media. Look at this.
What we're witnessing right now is this. This is going to be our future. And I'm serious when I say this because a lot of y'all say that you read, but it doesn't come down to reading no more. It comes down to comprehending. How are you voting or even thinking the way that you're thinking beyond your hatred that is carrying over into people's lives and destroying them? Guys, I don't understand like how other people are voting this way and thinking that they are going to get something out of this. You're not going to be one of the 1%. You're not going to be just as big as them. You're not going to be who they are.
Exactly. I mean, my thing is this though, even if you really do hate black people, trans people, and immigrants, voting this way is going to create a bigger power vacuum. It's going to create a bigger power vacuum. This young man right here was not lying.
What we're witnessing right
One more
now
time.
is this. This is going to be our future. And I'm serious when I say this because a lot of y'all say that you read, but it doesn't come down to reading no more. It comes down to comprehending. How are you voting or even thinking the way that you're thinking beyond your hatred that is carrying over into people's lives and destroying them? Guys, I don't understand like how other people are voting this way and thinking that they are going to get something out of this. You're not going to be one of the 1%. You're not going to be just as big as them. You're not going to be who they are. They are corrupt people. These people are going to send innocent people into the grave. And if you have not read this story, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can't comprehend this, then humanity really is lost.
Yes, I encourage every single person, if you can, to read the X-Men Days of Future Past comic book. I really do. I read it. I got the screenshots I made. I reviewed this way back in November, right before Election Day, and I don't know, something told me to just, review that comic book and just talk about it though. But it took like my third or fourth, reading session to realize this is predictive programming. Yes, this is all predictive programming. I'm talking about society. Who could think of something like this? This is all predictive programming. Society being divided into three categories. It echoes the Holocaust. This has been a future America has been working towards, a new world order America has been working towards for the longest time. So you people voting for Trump thinking that he's going to stop all of this and thinking that you're making a difference. So you voted off of pure bigotry. You voted off of pure racism. You voted off of pure xenophobia. And you think when you vote off of hate, there won't be no power vacuum. That's why I didn't really even bother voting this voting season, because I saw the hoopla and the puppet show on both sides. And I was not going to vote off of fear and hatred or things like that. So I decided to sit this one out. But you really think that America America would not try to divide us into three categories. We're already divided in race, religion, sexual orientation, and the Bible or whatever, and ideology and things like that. We're all not on one accord. And since America already see that we're not on one accord, it makes it easier to create a power vacuum, to have people vote off of pure bigotry, and then they can come in and divide us into categories, and those who don't submit die off. And then we're gonna be these freaking where's it at? Where's that panel at? I never have this stuff ready. I feel so ghetto. Oh, here it is. Then we're gonna be like this, the freaking tombstones in the ground for those who didn't abide by the rules. And then what I find interesting too, though, is that this is not just an X-Men story. X-Men: Days of Future Past came out in the early '80s, and this comic book arc served as the end of the Marvel universe. When it comes to the year 2013, when it comes to the year 2013, the the laws and regulations that kickstarted the New World Order applied to mutants, but then it began to expand against mutants and even humans and even superpowered beings. Cause look, you got Professor X, Ben Grimm, Johnny Storm. Professor X is a mutant, but Johnny Storm is not a mutant. Ben Grimm is not a mutant. And like, I don't have the other panel ready though, but like there was a tombstone of Susan Richards, who's the Invisible Woman, and even non mutant superpower beings got listed as mutants when the crap hit the fan. So that included the Avengers got killed off, Black Panther got killed off, the Fantastic Four, Ghost Rider, Daredevil, and the Winter Soldier, all of them. And so, like, the X Men Days of Future Past comic book is predictive programming of a deadly future America is heading towards right now. You guys voted for Trump, and you guys advocated for a beast system to destroy and devour this world. And in the comic book, by the year 2000, by the year no 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 by the year 2013, New York is a hellish nightmare. And Katie Pride, aka Caitlin Pride, who spent the last 30 years of her life in a mutant internment camp in South Bronx, said since the act's passage, millions have died. They were the lucky ones. And y'all don't think this is not going to happen in our world. You're wrong. You're stupid. What Trump and his administration is doing it right now, they're making it easier for the Illuminati, the Skull and Bones, the Freemasonic Order, whatever you want to call them, to insert this devastating future onto us. And all we can say is that people voted off of pure bigotry. And then some people can justify their actions and say, "Oh, I voted for Trump because immigrants had to go. A lot of immigrants committed crimes." Now, am I saying immigrants are clean? Everybody commits crime. But you blaming one immigrant who raped your parent, who raped your child or stole your car or killed someone you love, and then you apply that to all immigrants, and then you voted for a man who's going to send them back and most likely put some of them into internment camps without due process. That is going to cause a power vacuum, and America could apply that to everybody. Every single person, like, well, since you guys voted for me to take people without due process and put them into internment camps, I could apply that to every single body. Because look, one last time, after the assassination of Senator Kelly by the evil Brotherhood of Mutants, humans in America were scared. They were fearful. They were fearful. They were fighting. They want protection. They wanted answers, and most importantly, they want revenge. And so they elected a racist, bigoted president in 1984. And his first order of business was to call for a mass production of Sentinels to storm across the entire world just across the entire country, as I should say, to maim, kill, and plunder any mutant they came across. And those who survived were put into detention camps. And eventually, the hatred they gave out to mutants came right back to them because the Sentinels saw that everybody's a threat. Human, mutant, non mutant superpower beings could not be trusted. And so everybody had to be enslaved. Everybody had to be enslaved. And one more time, and by the year 2013, in the X-Men Days of Future Past comic book timeline, because it's 2025 right now, but by the year 2013, society is divided into three categories. So I rest my place. I mean, like, I rest my I rest my place. I rest my case. And one more time for this young black gentleman on social media who's giving y'all food for thought.
What we're witnessing right now is this. This is going to be our future. And I'm serious when I say this because a lot of y'all say that you read, but it doesn't come down to reading no more. It comes down to comprehending how are you voting or even thinking the way that you're thinking beyond your hatred that is carrying over into people's lives and destroying them. Guys, I don't understand like how other people are voting this way and thinking that they are going to get something out of this. You're not going to be one of the 1%. You're not going to be just as big as them. You're not going to be who they are. They are corrupt people. These people are going to send innocent people into the grave. And if you have not read this story, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can't comprehend this, then humanity really is lost.
Yep, humanity really is lost. So I rest my case. So I'm Knowledge Seeker and I'm signing off.